Also in the news, mortgage rates. Have you noticed they've been up and down and up and down? And you know, you think you catch a trend, and then it changes. Well, let's talk about why rates do that. Let's talk about the near future and the far future with my mortgage expert, Brent Ivinson from Ideal Home Loans. Brent, hi. Thank you for being here. You know, we've talked. I'd like to educate our viewers just a bit on what makes rates go up and down. Now, a lot of things do that, but let's talk about the basics. All mortgage money comes from investors.
That's right.
Okay? It's not manufactured. So people invest in mortgage bonds. They pool that money and loan it out, right?
Right.
And then when they charge interest to homeowners, the bank makes some money and the bondholder makes some money.
Right.
Okay, so you mark it up a bit. So what determines rates then?
Well, what happens is you have a balance between the equity markets, which is the stock market, your Dow, your S&P 500, and mortgage bonds.
They're competing for investors.
They are. They're competing for investment dollars. So what happens is when Wall Street's very hot and you see a big run in the Dow.
So when the stock market's doing great.
When the stock market's doing great, mortgage rates have to come up in order for investors to earn that return to compete.
Right. So they want to get investors away from stocks into the mortgages, so they have to offer more money.
Right.
And people think just the opposite sometimes. They think when the economy's doing great, interest rates go down. Just the opposite. Just the opposite. So then when the market does bad, then mortgages don't have to compete.
That's right. So then you're able to lower rates because they don't have to have as high a return to attract that investment dollar.
So what's happening now? We've seen a trend downward.
Well, what's happened is you've got a lot going on with oil prices and what's going on globally in the Middle East. So the stock market had a very rough week last week. That favored mortgage rates. Mortgage rates dropped on conventional loans to 4.875% and on FHA loans to 4.75%. So this morning, the Dow off to a good start, but mortgage rates holding their ground. So this really is an encouraging sign that maybe we're going to start to see a little bit of stabilization. But as you mentioned earlier, it's been a very rough ride, a lot of up and down. Rates have been all over the map for the last 90 days.
Tell me what Ideal does differently than a lot of brokers, a lot of lenders.
Well, the thing that we do differently is when we meet with someone, first of all, you can come in if you want to. We can handle everything over the phone, but really,
or online.
Or online, but we disclose everything to you. When you get your paperwork that talks about here's your fees, here's your interest rate, here's your payment,
all up
we
front.
guarantee that won't change. That's all up front. Here it is. This is what it's going to be.
Because you do a pretty complete application process.
We do. When you call our office, we are going to get a complete application from you the first time, and the reason being, that allows us to do our job effectively and thoroughly to make sure that we're accurate on that initial disclosure.
Well, you want to be accurate because you're loaning your own money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you loan your own money, you want to get that money back eventually to loan again.
Right.
So you sell it into the open market. So you control the entire process.
That's right. Absolutely. We control the entire process from start to finish. And one of the things that it allows us to do is as we see some market opportunities, we can capitalize on those. Right now, we have the ability to go down to a 600 credit score with an FHA borrower.
What?
Yeah, 600 credit score. Now, this is something that we have available through a couple of our investors. They felt like there was a gap in the marketplace where clients weren't being served. Now, I can tell you this will not stick around forever. It's a pool
600.
600. We can go down to a 600 credit score. So that means if you're someone who has been turned down in the past, you've had some credit issues, call us. Chances are we can help you out. And with FHA rates being at 4 3/4, it's a fantastic time for people to look into refinancing their home.
Okay, and then tell me the different loan programs available. We know about 30-year fixed, but you're saying some people, they go to a 15 or a 20, can still lower their payment. Lower their payment.
Still lower their payment.
Plus save hundreds of thousands over the long run.
Absolutely.
So if people are staying in their homes.
Right. If you're staying in your home, you want to look at a 15 or a 20-year mortgage right now. It's an opportunity that exists because of where rates are at. You can step out of that 30-year loan into a 15 or a 20. You're going to save yourself at a minimum $100,000 in payments and interest. And in some instances, your payment doesn't go up at all.
Now, if you're, let's say, if you aren't staying in your house a long time, ARMs are still great. Adjustable rate mortgages.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're not talking about any more prepayment penalties. Right. We're talking about, what do they start out right now?
Well, you're looking at 5-year ARMs right now are in the mid-3s.
See, that's incredible. Ideal Home Loans, 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000. Online, idealhomeloans.com. Remember, you can do everything on the phone or online. You can also visit with them. They love visiting with you. But take advantage of this streamlined process, idealhomeloans.com.